Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Vintage Cube Draft. Interesting pack to start. No fetch lands or fetchable lands. I love leading with those. There's also no broken cards, but some good ones. Kolaghan's Command is very strong, although it's two colors. Don't love double picking a two-color card right off the bat. Natural Order is pretty good. Caracas is very good in some matchups. Probe keeps us open, and then there's Smuggler's Copter, which I think is what we're going to pick here. It's cheap, it's proactive, it goes into a lot of different decks, it adds consistency, just a really powerful card all around. Yeah, we'll take a Copter here. I don't really like picking cards that are only good in mono red or mono white, but cards like Copter that are very good in both are a nice place to be for pick one. Oh man, a little bit of lag there. All right, good. Okay, what do we want now? Well, Palantir of Vorthank is kind of cool. I don't think that's what we want to pick this early. We could just take Dismember if we want to stay open. Another really powerful card that's cheap and colorless. Dragon's Rage Channeler could be good. I do like Questing Beast, although not typically a card you play with Copter. This is most commonly in mono red or mono white decks. But I think I like taking Dismember, just remaining open. We'll see what the open lane is. I think removal spells are better than they've been historically in Vintage Cube. There's just like creatures have gotten better. There's like Ragavans and Lelias and Rabble Masters everywhere. Also like Questing Beast and Sheoldred and stuff. So just a Dismember that can answer all that stuff for one mana is great. All right, now I'll take a Chandra, I think. That's a pretty good pickup. Fourth pick Chandra is a bit of a sign. I'm happy to, these cards all play well in red decks. In terms of just power level, this probably is the best. City of Traders is fine. Exhume is pretty good, but I don't think that's what we should take here. It's like kind of a combo with Dismember, but this start slots much better into a red deck, I think, and Chandra is just like a really powerful card. If this was an Entomb or a Reanimate, I might take it, but Exhume is not quite on that level. Yeah, I'll take Chandra. Very good pickup. And so, there's still a lot of different decks we could go. Man, this is not great lag. But, alright, so now we have an interesting pick. There's no mono red card, so one possibility is the red is cut. We could take Otari, which is like very good sometimes and very bad other times. If you just play it and they bolt it, that's a terrible exchange, of course, but it does come in, hit for 5, and gain 3 right off the bat, and then it's like hard to deal with if you're able to keep the tokens around. There's also like Zytor's Proving Ground. White looks pretty open from this pack. There's also a lot of black stuff. I think I like taking the Otari though. Yeah, we'll deal with this. Now we see Splinter Twin, the pair of that Pestermite that we passed, but I think we wanted to just take the Inspiring Vantage. Pretty nice pickup. Prismatic Ending is fine as well. A lot of cards that are like good in very specific decks, but very linear in this pack. But yeah, Inspiring Vantage looks good. Wow, 5 blue cards in this pack. That's kind of wild. There's also Hellrider, but I kind of think we're supposed to take one of these blue cards. If blue is this open, Jeskai, like Jeskai Tempo could be a pretty sweet deck. I think Brazen Borrower is a bit better than Click here. It's close. But yeah, let's take the Borrower. And then we'll see. We need to get the mana, of course. But yeah, okay, blue looks pretty nice. Let's take this Expressive Iteration and pivot towards Jeskai. Yeah. Okay, here we see Imperial Recruiter and Svelune of Sea and Sky. It's kind of interesting. This is good if we end up wheeling the Pestermite, which is possible, but not that likely. I don't think this Svelune, I don't even know how to pronounce this. Svelune, yeah, whatever. Let me know if you know how to pronounce this in the comments. I think I'm going to take this, though. This card seems okay, but not super exciting. We'll speculate on this in case the twin stuff wheels. Now we can take a Phantasmal Image here. Pretty good pickup, especially in conjunction with the Recruiter. Okay, so blue-red seems like a solidly open lane. We can maybe splash this Phoenix. We'll see. All right, we'll take the Ketria Triome now. Solar is kind of interesting. It's good with the Recruiter. I think we should take the Ketria Triumph though. We need some fixing. This is blue red duel. Yeah, sorry, Soul Herder. Okay, we'll just take the Tithe Taker now. I don't really want to go into another color. Not going to play it in the main deck, but it's a good sideboard card against decks that are attacking us on the ground. So we saw third pick Chandra, but red hasn't looked super open since then, and that's fine. I mean, I'm pretty happy where we're at. We do need to get some interaction. We have no, I guess we have Dismember, but some cheap removal, Spell Pierce, that sort of thing would be very nice. All right, we'll take Baneslayer Angel here. Not the worst, not the best either. Not a card I really want to play in the main deck. Um, Hard to imagine us becoming a pod deck. Hard to imagine us playing Upheaval, which is less hard to imagine. I guess we'll take this. Pod can actually get there in like a Kiki Jiki deck, but we're not doing that. Last pick Kenrith that we might be able to play. Alright, so we're Jeskai here. There's Rogran Triumph, which is a nice land for a Jeskai deck, of course. Although I kind of think Misty Rainforest is going to be better for us. It can already find blue-red. It can't find white yet, but it's very likely to get there. Yeah, I think I like taking the Misty Rainforest. Close pick. A lot of good stuff in this pack. We might be able to wheel like Murktide Regent or something. Maybe Recruiter of the Guard. Treachery's great, but I don't think it's likely to come around. But yeah, we'll take the Misty Rainforest. Pretty important to have good mana in 3-color decks. And I mean, we have Kenrith. We could even be like a 4-color Omnath deck for sure. Misty Rainforest, Ketria Triumph is a solid start for that sort of fixing. Alright, what do we want here? Daze is interesting. Factor Fiction's pretty good. Jace. I mean, all the blue cards are solid. Could also take Sunbaked Canyon. Huh. I don't think we're through the Breach deck. I don't think we need, like, Containment Priest. I'm leaning towards just taking the land here. Yeah, I think we don't want to just take the land. These blue cards are all fine, but none of them are phenomenal. We'll take this. I love having good mana fixing. It's incredibly important. I think my prioritization of mana fixing is the number one thing that makes me have an above average win rate, in my opinion. Taking lands highly, just gaining so much consistency from that, and the ability to splash for things like this. Wow, do we just take this Oko? I mean, yeah, I think we definitely do. Happy we took the Misty Rainforest. Forts of Negation's good, Spire Bluff Canal, Bone Crusher Giant, but Oko is just disgustingly powerful. And yeah, we have a pretty solid Alice to Splash Green. I mean, we can be base, blue, red. Well, yeah, I don't even know what base we're going to be yet. We don't really want to be playing this. So it's looking like white and green will both be splashes, and we're base, blue, red. But we have some time to figure all that out. Whoa. Weird Outland Liberator. There's Restoration Angel, but we're not doing twin stuff. I think it's just Remand. Restoration Angel is fine, but it doesn't really work that well with the stuff that we have right now. Yeah, we're pivoting a bit away from like the Smuggler's Copter style of deck, but yeah, I mean, Remand is great. I think that is definitely the right pick here. And now we see Teferi. Excellent. Yeah, we'll take that. Copter and Imperial Recruiter both looking a little dicey now. Same with Phantasmal Image. Alright, there's Aspara's Headquarters. That's great. That helps a lot with the mana for Oko. We could maybe play Weathered Wayfarer. We could maybe play Thirst for Discovery, but we'll pretty happily take this. And there is a Rafine's Tower if we want to be 5-color. Could also take Odawara, Stowaway, Time Warp, Cathar Commando. It's kind of close. I'm honestly leaning towards just taking the Cathar Commando here. I do love Suspicious Stowaway, but we don't have that much interaction, and getting a cheap way to deal with artifacts and enchantment seems pretty good. It also plays well with like Brazen Borrower and Remand. Let's just play at instant speed a bit more. Yeah, we'll take the Commando. Good pickup. Okay, I think we take the Council's Judgment here. Double white could be a little tough on the mana. We'll see how the mana ends up looking, but really good removal spell in a deck that doesn't have that much removal right now. I'm liking the look of this deck a lot. This is my favorite kind of deck. Okay, now it's like a decision point. Are we just gonna go full control? We could cut all this and take Wrath of God, and honestly, I think that is probably the right pickup. We don't have that good of an aggressive creature plan. We have lots of planeswalkers that play well with Wrath. We also don't have much removal. Yeah, I'll take the Wrath of God. I think that's a really nice pickup. Now we can take Daze, another good pickup. None of these green cards are really where we want to be. Yeah, I'll take Daze. Spire Bluff Canal, excellent pickup. Loving the look of this deck. So we're looking very different than we were expecting to be through the first 5 or 6 picks, and that's totally fine. We have like one cheap spot removal spell, one flexible removal spell, one board sweeper. Wouldn't mind a bit more removal. In terms of counter magic, we have two. Interesting. Resto or Dig Through Time. Resto does not work with anything that we have right now. So I think we'll just take the dig. Which is pretty good. I don't mind a little more card draw in this deck. Okay, Knight of the Reliquary could be good. Don't think we'll play Hero in the main deck, but not a terrible sideboard card. And last pick, Baleful Mastery. Wow. That card is better than that. Alright, so what are our needs going into pack 3? More fetch lands would be great. There's a fetch land. Not the best fetch land, but still probably the pick. We're not doing twin stuff, so we don't really care about the conscripts. Wandering Emperor is good. Yeah, I think we should take the Marsh Flats. Right now, it can only get Spar's headquarters, and then like we'll probably have at least one or two basic planes. But we're hoping to get like a white-red fetchable land, and we'll wheel some spell from this pack. I mean, whether it's like Inferno Titan or Consider, maybe even Voice of Resurgence. But yeah, we'll take the fetch. This is like one of the worst fetches we could get because it can't find Ketria Triome, but still, an extra copy of Spar's headquarters is nice. And then we would love to get more Planeswalkers. Planeswalkers would play well alongside the Wrath of God. There's a Jace the Mind Sculptor. Yeah, don't mind if I do. Into the Triome is fine. It's like a white-green tapped land. Showdown of the Scald is fine. But yeah, Jace seems pretty great. Very happy to take that. Not quite as good as he once was, but still a powerful card. Now I'll take Omnath. Whoa, whoops. Yeah, Omnath is great. Sakura Tribe is pretty good too, but green is definitely a small splash. So I don't like splashing for a 2-drop is harder than splashing for a 4-drop. We have 2 fetch lands, and yeah, Omnath just looks good here. It could come around. I don't really want to risk it though for like not that much upside. If it was Omnath versus like 3 mana Teferi, I would go for it. But in this case, like I don't care that much about either of these 2 drops or like a Chain Lightning, so we'll take the Omnath. Our curve is a little high, which a couple things about that. First of all, with 2 Triomes and 2 fetch lands, we are hoping to put a tap land into play on turn 1 most games. So in that sense, it's okay to have no 1-drops, but it would like we don't want to be too slow, and we want to have cards like Wrath of God to help catch us up when we're behind. Now we see Dam, which is great, a second board sweeper, but there's also Savannah, which would really help the mana. We can find it off of Marsh Flats and Misty Rainforest, and that's like we don't actually have any untapped fetchable lands yet. So I think we should take this. Dam might come around. Delighted Halfling would also be really good in this deck. But yeah, I think Savannah is going to help us a lot. Oh, I wish we could play Grist. I think that's too hard on the mana, though. Yeah, we have no black lands at the moment. We could take Copperline Gorge. Could take Glorybringer or Unexpectedly Absent. Let's see, are we going to end up with like an insane number of playables? Probably. Yeah, we even have some stuff on the board that we could play. So let's take the Copperline Gorge. Sometimes you end up with so many lands you don't even want to play cards like Copperline Gorge. I don't think that will be the case here, though. We're going to have plenty of basics, like Copperline Gorge will help us. This is probably going to be an 18-land deck. So we are going to be playing 9 more lands, and we need 5 more spells. And if we needed to, we could play Phantasmal Image. Boonbringer Valkyrie. I don't think Smuggler's Copter is going to make the cut. Ooh, baby. I mean, whew. Steam Vents would be so nice. Same with Xander's Lounge, same with the Braid, same with the Reprieve, and same with the Teferi. I think I'm just going to take the Teferi. It's close, but this card is just so perfect. Plays well with the Planeswalkers, plays well with Wrath of God, and we also have the other Teferi. I don't think I can pass up Teferi Tribal. Yeah, we'll take this. Really close pick. All of those cards were amazing. Wow, now another great pack. Colonnade versus Stomping Ground. We are base blue-white. I don't love getting it. Well, actually, yeah, 3 tap lands is fine. We'll take the Colonnade. Colonnade's great. It's another win condition. Stomping Ground is not that important if we're not playing red and 6. Red and green are both kind of a splash. We also have Ketri Triome. Yeah, we'll take Colonnade. Kind of close pick. Oh, red and 6 and Uro together. Wow. Okay, so we have 2 fetch lands plus Sunbait Canyon to make red and 6 good. And then Uro is just like a nice value play in a deck that's not using its graveyard right now. Close pick. 2 fetch lands isn't a ton. And also, Marsh Flats is only going to have like 2 or 3 targets. Yeah, as much as I loved red and 6, I think Uro is actually the better pick here. If we had a 3rd fetch land, that would swing it. But with 2 fetch lands, red and 6 is pretty likely to be bad here. Yeah, I'm going to take the Uro. Close pick. Okay, I think we just take Consider now. Pretty nice with the Uro. Oh, I forgot that we do have Victor Time already. Still though, this seems fine. Into the Triome. I don't, well, actually, maybe Faithless Looting is kind of good here. Let's cut the Victor Time, way worse than Uro. Yeah, I think Looting actually looks pretty nice. Um, do we ever play Devoted Druid in this deck? Sure. I don't think I'll put it in the main deck actually, but we could get there out of the board. Okay, this actually could be a Kagla and Yadaro deck. Yeah, you know what? This ability, this middle ability of like 4 mana instant speed, destroy artifact or enchantment, and shuffle it in and draw a card is kind of nice. Oh, we passed the black fetchable land, so I don't think we're gonna get there on the grist. We'll take hanging back then to clog up the board. All right, so we need to play one more spell. Um, could be Hangerback. Imperial Recruiter definitely did not get there. We could just play a second graveyard thing, which seems okay. I think I like playing the Hangerback. Keeps it makes the curve a lot better and helps us against aggressive decks, which will be our toughest matchup. All right, nice. Playing some Omnath, my favorite archetype. Let's sort by color. Oh boy. All right, so I think we're base blue-white. We have 11 blue cards. 9 white cards. 6 red. 4 green. 5 green. Okay. So if we were to do this, we don't need this. We'll start with this. This gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue. I think I would like a 9th if possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 white. That's totally fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Marsh Flats does not get red. 6, 7, 8 red. Totally fine. Could maybe even go down 1, although I guess we do have Sun Double Red. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green, 7 green. Yeah, seems good. All right, we'll submit like this. Some sweet 4-color Omnath. Kind of a tragedy to pass red and 6 there, because my dream curve is like tap land into red and 6, into Teferi, into Jace, or maybe Omnath, into Big Teferi. Not going to be able to do that because we did pass the Ren, but I think this deck looks sweet, and I will see you in round one. Alright, on the play for round one against Hip to Dip. Yep, Hip to Dip. And yeah, we can keep this hand. We will definitely keep. Marsh Flats can't get red, so Chandra's going to be tough to cast, but that's okay. Sometimes, like, fetch lines are good with Jace because you can shuffle away the card you don't want, but we definitely need to get this out on turn one so that we can grab our tapped Sparrow's Headquarters. Then we can daze their turn two play. We're just going to ignore the Chandra and be a blue-white control deck for this game, and that's probably going to be fine. Whoa, Silent Clearing was not the land I expected to see from the Breeding Pool deck. We're going to daze most things here. Yeah, I think it's worth it to daze this. Dazing this is kind of like dazing every card they play for the rest of the game. They're just like going to be down one mana forever now. If we had Wrath of God, maybe we would hold. Council Judgment, that's like one of the few cards that cleanly answers with Caryatid, but that's alright. Best case scenario, they tap out for a dumb 3-drop like Knight of the Reliquary that does not impact, or that doesn't do anything against the Jace bounce. Ha! Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to see. So we're gonna play Jason, bounce this guy, keep the board clear. If they like Council Judgment or like they're not playing red probably, so they can't burn it. If they spend their whole turn like playing Council Judgment on the Jace, that's great for us. We can just slam to Fairy. And if they just tap out for the Seed Shark again, the game is pretty much over. Jace the Mind Sculptor, baby. Worldwide boy, still got it, even in 2023. Mind Twist for 2. Well, they hit the two cards we wanted the most, especially losing to Fairy hurts, but Mind Twist is not amazing against Jace. Alright, deal. So we'll go. Actually, no. Guess we should go Chandra Brazen Borrower. And then play Mountain. And then drop our Phoenix. This card is like kind of polarizing. It seems very good sometimes, very bad others. It does seem pretty good here. Oh, opponent accidentally went to their end combat step. Hopefully they take off their yield here. Nice. They play the Seed Shark again. That is not going to do it, my friend. So let's brainstorm. Hopefully we can find an untapped red source for Chandra. No such luck, but this game is certainly over. Let's go Kenrith Chandra. Taps land, bounce their thing, and then pass with remand up, and there's no way they can win from this position. We hit them down to 4. Oh no, we hit them down to 2. Yeah, this card's great. Why do people think this card is not amazing? Look at this. Put them down to 2 and 2 attacks. Gained us 6. Alright, so playing against a weird deck. Lots of colors over there. They're like, I guess, Sultai. So a few questions. Do we think the Phantasmal Image will be good in this matchup? It's okay against the Seed Shark. Kind of good against Sylvan Caryatid. I think everything in the main deck does look better though. Yeah, we'll run it back. Unless we want Devoted Druid. Yeah, actually, this is probably a matchup where Devoted Druid is better than Hangerback Walker. Yeah, I think we'll do this exchange. Hangerback Walker specifically for decks that are attacking us a lot, and this doesn't seem like a big deck for attacking. Alright, this hand is sketchy, of course, 6 lands, more than we want, but I think it actually has a keep. Having all of our colors is so valuable, and remand on turn 2 is huge. I'm going to keep it. If we had like a more imbalanced power level with like Black Lotus type stuff, then I would mulligan, but we don't. Alright, so they play out that. We have 2 answers to it. when it's all the way leveled up. Our Board Sweeper and Council's Judgment. Drawing land there hurts, but if we're going to draw land, we're happy that it's one that we can cycle. All right. Play this and pass. I hope they do play a spell. If they just level up Hexdrinker to level 3 and hit us for 4, that's not ideal. I played a non-blue. I didn't want to play Spiral of Canal because I don't want them to think we have Counterspell. I want them to jam a threat. It's slightly more likely that they just level up Hexdrinker if we pass with 2 blue mana available. Hopefully they play the Seed Shark. Yeah, based on what we're seeing here, I think they are probably Sultai. Jadar. Really don't care about that, but I am still going to remand to just like keep the card velocity going and try and find some of our answers. There's a Chandra, not bad. Chandra can kill the Hexdrinker when it's on level 3. It will then die to the Jadar, but still not bad. Wrath of God, that's a good one. Okay, so we'll play Inspiring Vantage and pass, and cycle the Sparse Headquarters end of turn, then untap and play the Wrath. I mean, they just go like level up Hexdrinker and then Jadar, and we can get a clean 2 for 1. Ooh, that is worse. That's definitely worse for us. Although, yeah, that's bad because we can't play Chandra and minus on the Hexdrinker cleanly. Man, I mean we can, but then they can kill our Chandra. We have a few answers to this: Council Judgment, Big Teferi. See what we can do. I do think we need to take out this Hexdrinker. Oh, awkward that we also don't have double blue for Jace at the moment. Yeah, this turn I'm just going to Chandra. Our life feels a little low. Like killing this and soaking up damage from the Oko seems decent. And then next turn, um, like they'll probably go like make this into an Elk and kill our Chandra, play Jadar, and hopefully play another thing, and then we can play Wrath and stabilize a bit. Like Oko is good, but it's like if all it does is make a 3/3 every other turn, we can either outgrind that or just like take some hits and then eventually find a clear answer for it. We're looking for Council Judgment, Teferi, Otari, Omnath, Tolarian Academy. Interesting. Huh. So they're not killing our Chandra, at least on board. That doesn't, I mean, they're up to 6 mana now, with Jadar and 1 unknown, and 3 unknowns. But it'd be kind of nice to untap with Chandra. Opposition into Jadar. Okay, that's probably enough to win. I mean, we can probably sweep their board, but then I'll have Oko plus opposition. So yeah, we have to sweep their board. We can't win if that. Like this is just double Stone Rain in play. It's not a very sexy Wrath of God for sure to just basically get a 1 for 1 with a mediocre 2 drop, but what we got to do here. So we'll do this and pass. If they have like more good threats to deploy, we will lose. But if they just like make a food, they have to choose between tapping a land and killing our Chandra. And then if they just like kill our Chandra and then pass, we get all our mana. We can Expressive Iteration to dig for Council's Judgment. Like we could get back into it. But they could also just slam like Hornet Queen and win the game. Opposition is a good one to know about. We do have that like that dude, like something in Yadaro, that is a good instant speed answer to this. I don't think we make any changes here. Phantasmal Image could be good against their deck, or like they might have creatures that are good to copy with Phantasmal Image. So they presumably send this at the Chandra. We really want, like, if they have like one creature here, it's fine. Just don't have something that makes a bunch of tokens, please. Oh, they also could just Mind Twist our entire hand. I don't even know what X we're hoping they have. One, two, three, four, five, six. They could have a 7-drop and they forgot that this would take them off of 1 mana because they have one fewer artifacts now. Just pass. Then we can't Jace right now, although I don't even know if we'd want to. I think we just want Iteration and dig for Council's Judgment type cards. That is pretty much game. I won't concede yet, just in case we find Yadaro. We're not quite dead on board. They can put us to 1, though. Actually, yeah, we are dead. Because if they put us to 1, then we can't even draw Yadaro and win. It's fine. We'll win game 3. Get to go to play here. Opposition is good when it's good. That is for sure. Hmm. I think I still like the Devoted Druid plan. Yeah, let's run it back. It should be a pretty good matchup, I think. I mean, Oko is good. Like, it's definitely not unlosable. But we could just have our own Oko. Alright, we'll keep turn 3 Otari. Brazen Borrower is also a nice answer to both Oko and opposition. Don't have double white yet, but that's okay. A Devoted Druid looking much, much better than Hangerback Walker here. Because we have a good 5-drop that's like especially good when you ramp into it. Hopefully they have Hexdrinker. Yeah, this card is going to be terrible in this game if things go as we expect them to. Oh baby, is that even better than Otari? We could play Teferi, untap 2 lands, and then play Petty Theft. Yeah, I feel like that's just got to be the correct play. I will not be blocking here. Best case scenario, they just level this thing up twice. Kinnan. Okay, don't really care about that. Yeah, let's play Teferi. Oh, another good draw. I think Teferi's still better though. Especially in a situation where we like are gonna be using the 2 mana immediately. I'm just gonna pass here. Neither of these things do anything right now. Hopefully they just try to put 3 mana into the Hex Drinker and in response to the third one we can bounce it. That'd be a huge blowout. Nice. Nice try, my friend, but a petty theft has occurred. If we bounce this, they can hit our Teferi, but then we're just going to get to untap and be in a phenomenal position. If we find land, we can Otari, although it might be better to just Oko anyways. Good draw. Um, okay, yeah, I'll just play Oko. Then we'll play this and pass, and on a turn we can untap two lands and then either play Consider or more likely play Brazen Borrower. And now there's a spot where like opposition just looks so silly. It's good when you're kind of ahead. Ulvenwald Oddity. Huh. Okay. That can kill our Teferi. Or they could kill our Oko. They get to choose. Either way, I think we're in a very good position though. Interesting to see how they go. Alright, they're going for Teferi. Probably correct. Alright, we'll cast this. Okay, I think we just want to play Otari here. Yeah, let's just race. I think that is the right play. We are losing our Oko. I think that's worth it though. We get to hit them really hard. And next turn we can also start animating Colonnade potentially. So we're hitting for 11. They're dead next turn. And like we have a removal spell, we have another threat with Colonnade, we have a good long game if they like sweep the board or something weird. Opposition doesn't do anything here. The Hex Drinker in hand certainly doesn't do anything. They can't transform this, and even if they could, it wouldn't matter. Ulvenwald Behemoth. With the way the game developed, maybe it would have been better to play Otari on turn three, but I don't think so. Teferi was really good, drawing two cards and also giving us the crucial two mana to take out their Hex Drinker was very helpful. In addition to soaking up like tons of damage. Okay, the Lighted Halfling is not very scary. And this is like a combo. They can use Halfling to make two mana, but I don't think that'll be enough. Right now, we are killing them in the air, and they don't have any flyers. This card has several keywords, but it does not have haste or reach. But okay, there we go. That's how they can do it. Oh, if there's leveling up Hex Drinker, then it's over. They need to have a flyer or a removal spell. And even one flyer slash removal spell would not be enough with us having a Colonnade. Alright, sweet. Pretty smooth start. We are 1-0. See you in round two. Alright, back for round two where we are unfortunately on the draw against Legacy Dan. I think this hand is a keep. It's not amazing, but turn two removal spell into turn, or like removal spell on turn one if we need it. Into a quick Oko is nice. We don't have white mana and we don't have that many lands, but still worth the keep here. Hoping to just draw like Spars Headquarters. Just have a calm game, tap land, and tap land dismember. We can see how Kogla and Yadara perform. It's cool that it's up to 1-2. You can cycle this. I guess that's just like 4 mana just to cycle is pretty bad, but it does give it a little bit of extra functionality. Okay, drawing a white spell was one of the worst draws there for sure. Strip mine. Oh, geez, this is. Yeah, that's absolutely the worst way this could have started. Can we find? I mean, I guess without them having a threat, we might have time, but we do need to find some lands ASAP. There's a land. We don't have green though, so we're kind of far away from being able to make any relevant plays. We need to find a white source or a green source. We do have a lot of lands in the deck though. 15 lands out of 31. Oh, that was just a truly horrendous draw. A green white dorky creature when we have only blue and red mana. This card isn't even that good in the deck. I think it is probably worth playing. We can find Colonnade, but it's not that impressive. Okay, come on, land. That hurts. I think I'm discarding the Knight of the Reliquary. Like, Uro is a card that we want in the graveyard more in theory, but if we draw a green source, just playing, like, we're so far away from this, and Uro is a lot more castable. Strip mine hurts though when you keep a sketchy hand and then you light on lands and they have strip mine. That's not where you want to be. They're gonna play something here. Really, really hope that Dismember is effective against it. If they play Oko here and we miss our land drop again, it's like maybe not concede territory, but very hard to imagine a way we could win. Tireless Tracker. Okay, that's what we were hoping for. Just kill this now. And untap and draw land. And I guess at least it's not a devoted druid. We're looking at 15 lands compared to only 13 spells now. Okay, I'll concede to that. Tough game there for sure. We're playing 18 lands. We're on the draw. I think it was definitely a good keep, but not pay off at all. Let's make this exchange again. I'm not going to go to 19 lands. 18 lands is a ton. We're not going to have that level of recency bias and just go tilt up to 21 lands. Strip Mine is good against our deck, though. Strip Mine is very good against 4-color decks in general. Alright, we'll keep this. We don't have... I mean, yeah, it's really soft to Strip Mine, once again, but... And we don't have red mana, but we have counter spells for the red and 6, and... I mean, definitely just a keep. They just play land... Like, do we want to tap off of this Devoted Druid, or hold up Remand/Daze? It's really bad if we hold up Remand and then they just strip mine us, which definitely could happen. And given that we have Daze up, I think it probably is worth it to play the Druid. I don't love dazing back a tapped land, though. Inspiring Vantage, interesting. Okay, yeah, let's play the Druid. Because now we can daze and then still play Knight of the Reliquary. Okay, no strip mine, and they just pass. Wow, that's good news. Okay, Ketria Triumph is interesting. So we can go... I think we want to just play Knight of the Reliquary here and hold up Remand. So we do this. And then we can use the Devoted Druid a second time if we need to. Hopefully we don't have to, but that's available. And if they strip mine us, they strip mine us. That just grows our Knight of the Reliquary. And also, strip mine is not that good when you're behind on board. Like, when we have all this stuff going, if they take a turn off to strip mine us, I think we're happy with that exchange. They just passed once again, okay. Do we want to just jam Kogla and Yadaro? I think not. I think we're gonna take one more turn off to set up. I mean, it's 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, we are 1 mana short either way. But this way we can use the Knight of Reliquary and grow it to be a 5/5, and then next turn, like, either slam Kogla or just like start hitting for 5 with remanded days up. Oh wow, that's a weak line. Yeah, this is not quite as scary as their last draw, to say the least. They're also playing Silent Clearing and Island and Strip Mine in the Ren 6 deck. Turn 2 Ren might not be super common for them. I just want to also let the people know that we have an ape, dinosaur, turtle in our hand. That is not something to overlook. Interesting. I think that's fine. Let's fire off the Kogla and Idaro here, honestly. Yeah, I think this is worth it. Because I don't really want to be tapping out for it anyways. Um, when we have Remand up and like plenty of pressure already. Oh, that's awkward. I was gonna get the Misty Rainforest here, but it's fine. Let's just grab Celestial Colonnade. There we go. And I think I want to just get an island here because it's better with days. All right, pretty hard to see where they win this one. We hit for 5. The next turn we can hit for 5 plus 3 plus 4. It's not quite lethal, but it's very close. And with like 3 interactive spells up, it's certainly over. So they're playing like I don't even know. They're playing like kind of Teamer, but then they're playing Silent Clearing. Seems a little greedy, although I'm not really one to talk about greedy mana bases. 6. I think I will remand this. Don't care about too much, but them getting back the fetch land could help them out. Okay. Game 3, we're on the draw, which obviously makes things a little tougher, especially with the strip mine. Do we want to make any changes? We haven't seen that much of their deck. Really just strip mine, Renin 6. Yeah, I think we just run it back. Not going to go to 19 lands on the draw. All right, Legacy Den, what you got? We have a keepable hand here. Don't have double white. That's hopefully fine. If they wasteland us, we have more lands. If they have strip mine plus Renin 6 pretty quickly, we will lose. Um, can't always win. All right, I will play this rather than cycling. We could hold it to cycle since we're a bit flooded, but we don't have another source of green mana, and they're playing strip mine. So I think it's worth it to get this down. Deep Root Wayfinder. Okay, we can take that out. I think I will main phase this just to make sure they don't kill it. I like don't want them to hit us with this and like dig towards um what's going on here. Alright, pay life, pay mana. Okay. And the next one we can iteration if we want to. I'd rather interact with the board in some way, like draw to fairy or something, but or Oko or Uro would be an amazing draw. Ramanap Excavator, okay. Brazen Borrower, interesting. Yeah, let's just pass and hold up Brazen Borrower, I think. Yeah, in general, you want to hold expressive iteration when you have lands in play. It would be a lot better to get 2 spells out of this. And the brick possibility is fairly high when like you're banking on getting a land. We can take a hit here, that's fine. Do we want to play a 3-1 end of turn if they don't do anything? Nah, I'd rather bounce the Remnap. Life from the loam, that is fine. Then we'll go end of turn bounce. Then we're going to untap an iteration. And now we can find like, we could, oh, Remand's excellent. If we iteration, we are commit, like we definitely want to remand this turn. I think I will iteration though. We're hoping to hit a land. I guess we need to find a blue land. No, no, let's wait another turn actually, because we would be specifically hoping to hit a blue land, and I really don't want them to life from the loam and then hit a land. Like we want to be able to remand this life from the loam. I assume they're dredging it. They might not. And if they for whatever reason don't end up playing something we want to remand, we can just play Brazen Power, and then like guarantee to have remand up next turn after reiteration. Interesting decision for them for sure. They choose not to dredge the loam. They would have definitely dredged the loam if we had tapped out. And they do hit the land, but we still have remand up. I think we're in a good position here. Um, don't think we really care about that. Our life total's a little low. We can't be too cavalier about it, but I'm not too worried about a 2-3. And now we'll play iteration unless we draw something better, like the fairy would be awesome. Oh, nope, they have Caracas. Okay, so let's cast iteration. Okay, that's great. We'll go Almath in the hand, looting on the bottom. Unless we want the looting, actually. Yeah, looting actually looks kind of nice here. Since we have, like, Otari's so bad against Caracas. So let's go bottom, exile, and then we can looting and still hold up remand. And this just takes us towards, like, all of our other action. We'll discard this and this. We still didn't find a second white source. That's okay, though. Island, swing for 3. Do we have any ways to kill the Caracas? I don't think so. We don't have a wasteland of our own. We don't have like. I mean, Council Judgment deals with most things, but not Caracas. Caracas is good against our deck. Like Otari, Omnath, Uro, those are a lot of our win conditions. It's not like we can't win through it, but it's not great. Okay, they get a free land off of Ramanap. Fair enough. This looks like a good thing to remand. Also terrifying though that they have that, and hopefully we can find another counterspell. There's an Uro, alright. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough game to win. So let's go Omnath. They can bounce in response if they want to, which they do. So not an amazing exchange for us. We get to draw a card for free. We get days, but that doesn't do much. So let's get this to play tapped and hit them for 3. We have a lot of answers to the Minskin Boo. I'm not too worried about it. We're also going to be gaining tons of life here. But we need to find an answer fairly soon. Yep. Oh, interesting. Fair enough. They kill the brazen borrower. Minsk goes to 1, and then they get to attack us down to 10. Yeah, that's a solid play. Because now we can't pressure the Minskin do well, and we don't have burn in our deck to speak of. They don't even attack. Okay, very conservative. Potentially correct. Um, Jace, not looking that good. Let's start with Uro. We're not going to get on math triggers here. They're being careful with their Caracas. There's our next white source. Nice. We'll cast this just to dig. Yep. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Caracas is very good against us. Play land and pass back. So I can hit us for 6. How can we get out of this? I mean, Council Judgment, I guess. Council Judgment on the Miskin Boo, and then, like, we can outgrind these things. Like, we don't need a win condition, really, if they don't have a lot of pressure on us. Hopefully this is a creature. This also bounces Yadaro. Okay, that's fine. Well, not... It's not great. It's okay. So we're going low on life. Oh, and they can also bounce their questing beast back to their hand with Caracas. Alright, we'll untap. Land, not what we're hoping for, of course. Wrath of God. If they bounce this back, we can play on math and get a life gain trigger off of it. It's not that impressive though. They let it die, interesting. So let's escape Uro, which they can also bounce, but at least if they bounce the Uro, we get to gain life. Caracas for the third or fourth time will bounce one of our legends. We need to find Council Judgment soon. Kenrith is. Oh, man, why are all of our creatures so weak to Caracas? Brutal. Like, our entire deck is legendary creatures. Man. Yeah. For the cost of 1 planes, you negate our entire creature suite. I guess I'll daze this. I don't think daze is going to get value later. So if we play Kenrith, there's a lot of stuff we died to here. Itali is one of them. Yeah, that's game. Because, like, I mean, they can just sacrifice it. They also hit Arcog, but jeez. I mean, cool. I guess that's cool flavor. Because it's Cog. Oh no, Udaro, not a Pele. All right. Well, too bad. We do lose round 2. It was kind of a mirror match. We really just lost the strip mine in game 1 and Caracas game 3. Kind of frustrating to lose to lands, but lands are great. I cannot complain. I guess since I win with lands a lot on my end. See you in the finals. Alright, here we are for the finals on the draw against Bad Batch Billy. Too bad to be on the draw, but our hand is great. Actually, we don't have all our colors because March Flats doesn't get red, but definitely a good hand. Some card draw, some interaction, 3 colors. We're resilient to strip mine if they have that. So they definitely keep. Brazen Borrower is a really good card. Just effectively answers pretty much anything busted the opponent can do. Forest, go. Okay, let's play Colonnade. Pass turn. Marshflats does not have many lands left in our deck that we can get. I think we need to get that off ASAP, actually. Talisman of Curiosity, okay. We're gonna play this and pass, and then hope to go just tap land plus consider. Do we have second planes? I don't even think we have a second planes. Gaia's Cradle with no creatures. Uro, okay. They can add 1 mana with this trigger on the stack. Do they have a creature here? No, they don't. Gaia's Cradle looking pretty awkward. Let's grab the Spar's Headquarters. We do have one more planes, but still, happy to be able to get the tapped land, then we'll consider. Best case scenario, we bin Uro of our own. And we can play Knight of the Reliquary and then set up for turn 4 Otari. Yeah, we'll definitely bin this. It is a red source. Of course, we draw a double red card, but Knight of the Reliquary can help us fix. So we'll play the Knight, pass turn. Currently 4/4. Soon will be much larger. Although Misty Rainforest can get red mana just from this, but now it can't because the Ketratarium is in our hand, so we're just going to be sacking forest to get like a basic mountain. Dismember, that's a bummer. Misty Rainforest, alright, so let's just get our red source into play. Set up for Otari next turn. I'm not going to bounce, well, actually wait. I'm trying to on F6 because I think we should bounce the Sylvan Library. I hate this lag. I unclick the button. It's like weirdly. Okay, I unclicked it, right? So we're going to be able to have it. Nope, still F6. Okay, nice. So let's just bounce this now. It makes it way less likely that they're going to be able to do something relevant this turn. Like if they just draw a non-land, they're going to play Sylvan Library again next turn, not really develop their mana or play a creature. They do hit a land. That's bad. That's really bad. Oko. Oh wait, no, Oko's not too bad. Otari can pressure that pretty effectively. Alright. We'll jam. So Oko's going down to 1. If they have Force of Will, we're in rough shape. Our opponent's thinking over there, which is not good. They don't have Daze mana up because Otawara is not an island and this doesn't tap for mana. So if this resolves, we get to put the Oko to 1. They can plus on the Otari to turn it into a 3/3. But then we can probably kill the Oko on the next attack. And if this ever dies, we might be able to bring it back as a Phoenix. Like as a Phoenix rather than an Elk. So their hand is Sylvan Library and then 3 spells. They don't take out our Otari. One, two, three, four, five, 6 mana now. We'll see what they can do with that. Okay, that's. I mean, that gives them mana from Grai's Cradle. Memory Jar, okay. I mean, that's a lot of mana and a lot of card draw. We'll see what they can do with it next turn. It doesn't impact the board this turn very much. They definitely should not be attacking here. That is a bad attack. I'll take it though. Dismember, interesting. We're just going to. We can't get another red source. So I guess we just. Like, we could attack with Colonnade, but I think I would rather leave up a bunch of interaction. And I'll play this. It's a little bit worse if we top deck Omnath, but I like the idea of having as much blue mana as possible when we might be drawing stuff off of Memory Jar. Send this at Oko, this at them. We're going to make 2 more 2/2s, which are also going at them. They just take 6. Okay. I don't think we want to dismember one of these things. I mean, it does take them off of 1 mana, but I think at this point, 1 mana is not really going to be the make or break here. If they have Craterhoof, we die. Or no, we don't die. We have Remand. Yeah, we definitely don't die. Let's crack this. Grab Island. Remand. And then we can't kill them next turn, but we can make them block with a bunch of their creatures. There's the library, yep. So we're going to go and turn Brazen Borrower plus Dismember this. Then we can untap and make Colonnade. And we have 10 power in the air plus. Oh, what are you doing, opponent? What? Am I missing something? I mean, unless they have like. No, yeah, what? That makes no sense. I mean, they were dead. I think they were going to lose, but. Oh, yeah. Weird attack. Okay, so blue green, Craterhoof. Seems like a good matchup for Phantasmal Image. We should have just been playing Devoted Druid in the main deck, probably. I mean, I guess if we had ever played against Mono Red, we would really want the hanger back. But we never did. What is the last cut? Maybe Knight of the Reliquary, just like a little bit mid. Yeah, everything else either like interacting. We want to have flyers to the extent that we can. I think this seems a little bit better. Yeah, we'll run it like this. Wrath of God will be important in this matchup, of course. Otari was good there. It's been a consistently strong card for us. Oh, whoops. Consistently strong card. But we're cutting you. This is like close to being a birthing pod deck. Like Otari's kind of sweet. You can pod it into a 6-drop and then like tap on these things to bring Otari back and pod it into another 6-drop. And of course, it's good with like Omnath and good with Phantasmal Image. I would really like to get a good birthing pod deck at some point in this format. And it would be a deck like this, I think. Like Mono Green Birthing Pod can get there. Well, there's 3 ways to play Birthing Pod that I've come across so far. Actually, there's probably more than 3, but like Mono Green is the obvious one. One not obvious one that's awesome is Reanimator. Where you have like you don't have a continuous chain, but you have like a bunch of 1, 2, and 3 drops that work for your recurring nightmare, like sort of like Kitesail Rebooter type cards. And then you also have a separate curve of like 6, 7, 8 with like Griselbrand, Archon, like Grave Titan, that sort of thing, Atraxa. And then Kiki, like 4-color Kiki Jiki pod is a sweet deck as well, where you're playing like Resto, Deceiver Exarch, Kiki, of course, but then also like Omnath and like Wall of Omens and just like a lot of value creatures. I guess the last kind of cool pod deck is, I don't know if there's really support for it now. At one point, there was like sort of a black sacrifice pod deck where you're playing like Yawgmoth and Birthing Pod and then like Bloodghast and that sort of thing. But that was probably never good. And then they cut Bloodghast. I definitely don't think it's good now. Against decks like this, we really want to have removal, and we don't have a ton of creature removal in general. So Wrath of God, definitely a card we're leaning on pretty heavily. We'll keep like a sketchy, like 6 land Wrath of God is totally keepable, I think, in this matchup. Opponent really down to the wire with their sideboard plan here. We'll see what they're able to come up with. Bad Batch Billy. All right. After some consideration, our opponent decides to mulligan. We will keep. And I mean, yeah, this hand's great. Consider to dig for action. We have all our colors. We have Oko and Chandra. I mean, no removal, so they're like, if they have Draw Tree Speaker, things could get out of hand. I love drawing a Remand here. Potentially the best draw we could have had. Just pass, please. Don't love that, although we can kind of pressure them well here. That's a nice value. We'll graveyard that. Nice. Wrath is a huge pickup, of course. We'll pass. If they just fire off 8 life to draw 2 here, like, fair enough. We'll try to get some board presence going with Yoko. Kind of cool that there's 2 suns on Copperline Gorge. These basic lands are also really nice, especially the island. Actually, maybe especially the forest. I want to be in that forest. All right, I don't care about that too much, but I think it's still worth a remand here just so we can play Oko on an empty board. Uro is a pretty good draw as well, but still playing Oko first. Yeah, just gonna jam. We'll see if they want to pay more life. If they hadn't already paid life for the Sylvan Library, there's argument to using Qatar Commander to take that out. But in this case, like they already paid 8 life. They already got their 2 cards out of it. Like it's not that good to Sylvan Library now. Whoa, Mana Crypt. Okay. Deranged Hermit. That is not too scary. Oh, that's scarier. Hopefully they're just playing the Augur. And then play one more creature just for good measure. Jite, alright, that's fine. So, good position to say the least. Oh, that's interesting. Nah, against the Jite, we just want to sweep their board. So, Wrath of God, which takes them off of 6 mana in addition to all of their creatures. Then we're going to Elk this food and put them down to 9. And then they're going to flip a coin with Mana Crypt, and they only have 3 mana. And we can like play Chandra next turn. It seems very hard for them to get back into this. They do win the flip though. That's an essential first step. Survival of the fittest, okay. Discarding more fellows, but they're out of green mana now. I mean, they only have a blue and a colorless, so they probably can't play a creature this turn. We'll see what they get. Uro, okay, fair enough. That's kind of scary. Now they should float a green mana with Uro on the stack in case they draw a creature. And they can just like survival of the fittest and like survival of the fittest plus Uro is kind of cool. You can just like discard a bunch of. You can just fill up your graveyard basically, like go through all your mana dorks and fill your graveyard. Okay, let's just play Chandra here. Maybe not actually. Honestly, we could play iteration into Uro. That doesn't add as much to the board immediately. Could also play iteration into Cathar Commando. I think I like playing iteration here. Cause just when like they're not low enough that we can win with just elk. Okay, so we don't have blue mana, so let's just go hand, bottom, exile, play colonnade, make a food, hit for three, pass, and then Cathar Commando end of turn, and we're threatening to hit for nine next turn, which would be lethal. We also have Colonnade, which is a good threat, and Chandra. And our life total is high, so it seems very hard for them to win this. Plus, we can just grind too. Like, we have Uro, which we can escape soon. Phantasmal Image can copy whatever big creatures they play. They're nowhere near Craterhoof, so I don't really imagine a way to get back into this short of like something weird like Opposition. Even Opposition would be fine though, because we could float mana and then play Cathar Commando after the Opposition. Or after the Upheaval. Frantic Search, okay. Chart a course. They be digging with four mana left. Okay, they found a Wall of Roots, which they loot away. But they only have three mana. Honestly, Wall of Roots seems like one of the best creatures they could have found. Sure. So yeah, I mean that is just game. We can kill that with Chandra. So play this, or actually Colonnade also wins. Okay, nice. So solid. We went 2-1. Let's pull up the deck. Yeah, the match we lost was a little bit of a tough loss. The deck was sweet. So, all right, the weakness of it is that it wasn't broken. We had no fast mana, no power, no like Black Lotus or anything. So we weren't like doing just disgustingly powerful things. But the strength was that it was very consistent. Like we had a good mana base. We had like tons of powerful mid-range threats that can take over the game. Good like card draw, multiple sources of life gain, different types of interaction, like two cheap counter spells. So just like consider faithless looting, expressive iteration for cheap card draw. So it was like very consistent and very able to grind and interact well. Weaknesses, the mana base was like, I mean, we're soft as strip mine and wasteland. We were like really need our triumph to survive. So we got pummeled in game one by that. And then the second weakness, which is like a niche weakness, but Caracas, man, like look at our deck. Our win conditions are Kogla, Legend, Kenrith, Legend, Otari, Legend, Omnath, Legend, Uro, Legend. Like we can win with like Brazen Borrower maybe, or like really it's Oko tokens is our way to win through Caracas. But I think that third game in match two, the one that we lost, we would have had a trophy without it, and I think we would have won that game super easily if we were able to just like keep Omnath in play, be gaining life and making mana, keep our Uro in play. But Caracas just got us, man. Like we just couldn't stick a threat. They could just easily remove all of our threats every turn. So we weren't able to get traction against the Minsc Boo. I'm not gonna call that a weakness of this deck. I mean, Caracas is just like great. It's a really powerful card. Definitely first pickable. We might have. I don't remember if we saw Caracas early in this draft and didn't take it, but it's good. It's at its best in two matchups. One is our deck. Like almost all of the multicolored creatures are legends. So Caracas is great against them. And then secondly, it's really good against Reanimator. A lot of the good Reanimator targets are legends. Also very good against Minsc though. It's like randomly good against Mono Red, where you can take out like Squee and Ragavan and Lelia. A lot of mono white legends like Thalia and Adeline. Like just a really good card. That gets pretty much better every time they update the format because they always had more sweet legends and some not so sweet legends. But definitely a fun league. I love on-mat decks. These are my favorite style of deck to draft. Who won? Couldn't quite get the trophy, but a solid record, and I had a lot of fun. Hope you did too. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.